The Shark Tank is once again open for business as the busy start to the month of December for Atlantic Sharks basketball rolls on. Tonight, it's the only weekend home game for the boys basketball team and also the first rematch of the year for the Sharks as they welcome in the high school select blue team from DME Academy. Hello and a very warm welcome to MJT Sports Productions of Atlantic High School Basketball. My name is Michael Trevillo. Thank you so much for joining me for the fourth time this week live from courtside as the Sharks look to get back above 500 as they match up with DME Academy team for the third time this season. Atlantic won both of the previous matchups against DME, once in the preseason and again at the DME Thanksgiving tournament, in overtime no less. Atlantic comes in with a regular season record of 2-2 and are looking to bounce back from a 68-61 defeat at the hands of former Atlantic head coach Brad Frazier and his Deltona Wolves on Wednesday night. Atlantic struggled to contain Wolves shooting guard Jermaine Rouse, who blitzed the Sharks for 25 points to lead all scorers, most of that in the second half as Deltona raced away in the closing minutes. Not always grim for the Sharks this week. They put on an impressive second half performance to skate past Seabreeze 65-50 on Monday. Corey McDonald has been the top scorer for the Sharks over the past two games with 14 points on Monday and 18 on Thursday, both team highs. I spoke to Sharks head coach Derek Williams to recap a busy week and talk about facing DME Academy for the third time in less than a month.
13 minutes.
I'm here with Coach Williams right before the Sharks take on DME Academy. Coach, it's been a tough week, 3 games in 6 days. How's the team holding up health-wise?
They're holding up pretty well. You know, in those 2 weeks, we've only practiced maybe 5 times, so we're getting a lot of on-the-job training, and they're holding up pretty well.
This is the third time in the space of about a month where you've seen a team from DME Academy, not always the same personnel, but maybe the same thing strategically. What does seeing the same kind of thing over and over again give you an advantage or a disadvantage?
Well, normally it would give you an advantage, but against this group, this is their best team out of all of the teams that we played. So whatever we've done to the previous 2 teams, it really doesn't even matter. We just got to go out here and make sure we do the things that we do well so we can get better.
On Wednesday, you had two players from Deltona combined for 37 points. How do you handle somebody that gets on a hot streak like that?
What we got to do is continue to stay disciplined and do the things that we work on daily. If we do those things, guys shouldn't be able to get off the way they did. And I hope today that we show that we've improved and nobody does what they did.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck this afternoon.
Thank you.
DME Academy comes into this game with a regular season record of 0-5, but do not let that record fool you. They have played some tough teams and have dropped some very close contests. I already mentioned the 1-point overtime loss to Atlantic 2 weeks ago, but DME also has close losses to Deltona and Potter's House Christian. DME was founded by brothers Mike and Dan Paggiano. They're a student-athlete training school in Daytona Beach, opened in 2017, that tries to prepare their students to play at the college level. DME attracts talent from all over the world, as evidenced by 7 of the 11 players on their roster tonight coming from outside the arena. And now let's head to the Shark Tank for the opening of the night's game.
Positive manner. So with that, we want to say welcome to the Shark Tank and please join us for singing the national anthem by Atlantic High School Assistant Principal Mrs. Thomas.
Actually, Ms. Howard, perfect. By the dawn's early light.
And number 34, Khaled Lair. Team is coached by Matt Donaggio and assisted by Greg Bear. And now for your leaders in the Shark Tank tonight, number 3, Corey McDonald. Number 10, Anthony the Batman Barrow. Number 11, the senior, Johnny Ruka. Number 22, junior, Emmanuel Preston. And number 35, sophomore, the star, Cameron Brown. In the Shark Tank today, let's get it on!
Lineups are on the floor. We're just about ready to kick it off. I'll run you through the starting lineups one more time. For DME Academy, that's Milan Skoric, Ruslan Zinatulin, Salvador Pedavilano, Marcos Martinez, and Khaled Taylor. And on the Sharks field tonight, Corey McDonald, Anthony Badlato, AJ Rivera, DeJounte McDaniels, Emmanuel Preston, and Cameron Reynolds start for the Sharks. The Sharks wearing their all-white home strip as the usual, teal numbers, white and teal trim, a long teal strip down the sides rimmed in black with the Atlantic Sharks logo on the pants. DME in all black with blue numbers, orange trim, and white stripes down the side, and the collar trimmed in white as well. So now, the fans are ready, players are ready, the referees are just about ready, as one of the referees continues to talk to Coach Williams. The players are ready, the tip is up. Without further ado, let's play basketball. The tip goes immediately out of bounds. And it'll be DME ball as it goes out straight into the Atlantic cheerleaders across from me at the scorer's table. Inbounding is Pedaviano. He gets it in to Martinez, who runs the point. It comes back to the top, then cycles around for Zinatulin. Zinatulin underneath the basket. A falling backwards layup is good from Skoric. And DME on the board first, 2-0. Half a minute gone by, here's Rivera. Rivera pitches it to Reynolds. Reynolds stands on the logo, here's Rivera. Rivera gets a nice pick, he rolls to the basket. He lays it up and it's just no good, but the ball out of bounds off of the tall Khaled Thayer, the 6'6" forward from Jordan. And it'll be Atlantic to inbound the ball into the basket that they attack to listeners left. Cameron Reynolds gets open off the inbounds pass. The three is just in and out, and Thayer picks up the rebound for DME. Running the floor is Martinez. Right-hand corner it comes, then back out high. Thayer, left-hand drive, loses the handle in the lane, but still finds a way to get the shot up, but it's no good. Rebound fought for and won by the Sharks into the hands of Rivera. Rivera, stretch pass up to Preston, underneath the basket, kicks it to the corner. Here's Cameron Reynolds at three. Too strong, and the rebound goes to DME. Pedaviano. Cross court it comes to Martinez. Martinez tries a long two, it's too strong, but an offensive rebound goes to the 6'6" Thayer. Bounce pass into the lane and a nice backdoor cut and an easy lay-in for Marcos Martinez. 4-0 DME, 6:45 to go first quarter. McDonald stands and hands it to Rivera, top of the key. Now he gets a pick from Preston, tries to roll to his left, no space there, and he kicks it to the corner for McDonald. McDonald now baseline drive, puts the layup up, no good, but there is a foul. They're going to grab Storich for his first foul, and at the line is McDonald. First time either team's been to the line this afternoon. His first free throw rims in, and it's 4-1. The entire Sharks bench thought that free throw was going to be short, but somehow it found its way into the cup. Second free throw, in and out. One for two. Goes McDonald from the line, 4-1 DME lead. Across the timeline, here's Pedaviano. Sends it across to Martinez out high. Martinez guarded by Rivera. Now it comes to Zinatulin. Zinatulin, top of the key, gets a pick. Here's the long two, and it's in and out after rattling and hitting both sides of the cup. McDonald with the offensive rebound for the Sharks. Into the corner it goes for Reynolds, and Reynolds draws the foul as he was driving the baseline. It will not be in the act of shooting, but it will be the first on Ruslan Zinatulin, the native of Russia. This is a very tall DME lineup. 4 players over 6 feet tall. 2 minutes gone by in the game. Sharks inbounding under the basket that they attack to listeners left. Rivera looking for a high send, but it's blocked at the point of contact. And DME has the ball. Quickly from one end of the floor to the other goes Petaviano, and he draws the foul going to the basket. It'll be on Baldalato, his first. And they're going to say not in the act of shooting, so DME will inbound underneath the basket to listeners right. Martinez, the gunner. It tried to go underneath the basket, but McDonald picked it off. He was aiming for Zinatulin. Long pass ahead. Here's Reynolds laying it in. And it's 4-3. And then immediately on the breakout, looks like DME stepped on the baseline. And they did. It'll be Sharks ball deep in the corner of the end of the attack. That's the listeners left. Inbounding is Rivera. It comes to Baldalato, and then cycles that high to Cameron Reynolds. Right side, McDonald. McDonald looking for a pick and roll, but he's up against the 6-foot-tall Fair. Bounce pass underneath to Rivera, and he gets tied up. Oh, they're going to call Storage for the foul instead of the tie-up. So that's his second foul very quickly. And he will leave the ball game. He's being replaced by Yusuf Ayman. Ayman, when these two teams played last time, led DME with 21 points. Another inbounds pass by the Sharks is turned over. And with a header, Seamus Petaviano, he takes a tumble, no foul. And the ball is out of bounds on the Sharks baseline. It will be DME to inbound as Baldalato tapped it out of play. Once again, Martinez, the gunner. It comes out way up high to Zinatulin. He takes a long 3, knocks it down. Nothing but net for Ruslan Zinatulin. It's 7-3 DME. Into the right-hand corner it goes, then back up top for Reynolds. Baldalato is there now. Baldalato drives, kicks it to McDonald. McDonald a left-hand drive. Now he kicks it to the corner. Baldalato a baseline drive. He stood up and kicks it back out to McDonald. Still working this right-hand side of the court. Now inside it comes to Preston. Preston posts up, left-hand layup, no good. Rebounded by DME. Here comes Petaviano again. Quickly crossing the timeline. Draws a double team out high, left-hand corner. The ball goes underneath, looking for Thayer, and it's turned over to the Sharks. McDonald to Rivera, right-hand corner. Puts the ball on the floor, gets to the basket, finds Baldalato out high, steps in, takes a long 2, rims out, and a long rebound is bounced out of bounds at the baseline. And it will be Sharks to inbound. Sharks inbounding the basketball down 7-3. For the first time today, we'll be seeing the native of Austria, Simon Hintenhaus, coming in for DME. Rivera to inbound under the basket. The listeners left at the Sharks attack. And all the way back to midcourt it comes for Reynolds. Reynolds guarded by Hintenhaus. Reynolds, right-hand drive, makes a little bit of space, but then slips and loses the basketball. Gets it back as he retreats to midcourt. He tries to drive against Hintenhaus again. Gets it to McDonald's right-hand corner. The ball is loose, and it was tapped out of bounds by Yusuf Ayman. Sharks to inbound midway inside the left-hand part of the court. Back it goes to Reynolds, and we play on. Reynolds once again, now he crosses the timeline. Plays it to Baldalato, then gets it back after he drew a double team. Now a long 3 from Reynolds as he steps to his left and he knocks it down. Cameron Reynolds has 5 of the first 6 points for Atlantic, and the gap is just 1 again. All the way up now, and drawing the foul is Marcos Martinez, and that'll be on Rivera, his first. And we saw this on Wednesday with Eli Jones from Deltona. He would start about his own free throw line and just start sprinting down the court. And Atlantic didn't have much of a defense for that. We're seeing it again. Martinez, first end of a 2-shotter, he makes it. That's Martinez's 3rd point, first time 2 First-time, two-time scorer for the Sharks. Rivera checks out in favor of DeJounte McDaniels, the senior point guard. Second end of a two-shot penalty coming, and Martinez sinks it. Sharks quickly up with Reynolds. He goes to the timeline. 3:57 to go first quarter. Sharks down 9-6. Baldolato up high. Gets a pick. Rolls to the basket. This is an underneath the Preston, who lays it in with the left hand. Really well worked by Atlantic to get Preston free underneath. Four-man press for Atlantic. DME gets the ball into Martinez, and now the Sharks back off. Martinez crosses the timeline, stands up top. To the right side, it comes for Hintenhouse. Hintenhouse being worked on by McDaniels. Nice backdoor cut, but the shot is, thought it was blocked, but there will be a foul. Into the game for the first time and making that layup was Ghassan Al-Kurd, and he'll go to the line. That's Baldolato's second foul in this first quarter. And Coach Williams mentioned in the pregame interview about staying out of foul trouble. Two shots coming for Al-Kurd, another native of Jordan, one of the three on this team. And he makes the first one. Josh Burke checks into the ball game for the first time. He replaces Anthony Baldolato. Second shot coming for Al-Kurd. Too strong, but the rebound goes to DME. The putback is also no good. And another rebound is taken by the Sharks. It's flared up to the top of the arc. Into the corner it comes from McDonald. McDonald, baseline drive, puts it up, gets it blocked by Khaled Thayer. Bounce pass underneath to Al-Kurd. He gets the ball stripped before he could go up for a layup, and McDonald comes away with it. He'll wait for his numbers to get there. Comes to the corner for McDaniels. He fires a three, knocks it down to DeJounte McDaniels. And the Sharks have the lead for the first time today. Just under 3 minutes to play first quarter, 11-10 Sharks. Marcos with the head of steam into the corner. A wide open three look is passed up by Amon. He drives baseline, now gets stood up underneath. The ball is worked back to the middle for Thayer. Thayer drives against Preston. And will be a jump ball as McDaniel stuck his arm in there and got a hand on the basketball. It'll be Sharks ball. Mohamed Chabane checks into the game from the 5'9" guard from Tunisia for DME. He replaces the 6'6" Khaled Thayer, so a little bit of a smaller look now for DME. Trailing the Sharks 11-10, 2:38 to go first quarter. Reynolds stands at the top of the arc. McDaniels left side pitches it back to Reynolds. Now Josh Burke on the right side as the Sharks look for an opening in the 2-3 zone. A lob to Burke is tapped away. Bounce pass into the lane and out of the reach of Yosef Iman. Mohamed Chabane, it was a nice looking pass as Iman had outrun McDaniels on the break, but the pass was just too far in front of him, and the Sharks will take possession once again. Crossing center court is Reynolds. Reynolds to the right side, McDonald rather. McDonald still to the right side, now back up top, and it cycles around to the left. Now left-hand corner for Preston. Preston back to McDaniels. McDaniels thought about a three but passed it up. It comes back to the left for Reynolds. Reynolds looks to drive with the left hand, but set upon closely by Martinez. He throws it back all the way up high to McDonald, and now Reynolds will slow it down. McDonald's left side tries a three, no good. Rebound by DME. Ball into the hands of Marcos Martinez. He tries to run the entire floor, gets double teamed underneath, pitches it underneath the basket, and the layup is no good from Simon Hintenhouse. Both teams on a little bit of a cold streak here. Minute and 30 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the ball is turned over by McDonald. It's into the hands of Chabane. Chabane runs the floor, lays it in. DMA takes the lead back 12-11. 1:20 to go first quarter. Reynolds stands with the Atlantic logo at midcourt, throws it to the right-hand corner for Burke. Burke back to Reynolds, top of the arc. Back to McDonald, underneath to Burke. Burke double teamed, almost loses the handle, gets it back to McDonald, left-hand drive, splits a double team, almost finishes at the rim, and then a foul is called. Not sure who they're going to call it on as the rebound was battled for. They're going to call it on Simon Hintenhouse. So Atlantic will inbound the basketball under their own basket. Rivera in for the first time for the Sharks, as is John Agbula. Emmanuel Preston and Corey McDonald depart. Ball comes into McDaniels. McDaniels left his side, back to the top for Reynolds. 50 seconds to play, first quarter. Rivera back to Reynolds, a high pass, but Reynolds corrals it. 40 seconds now. McDaniels left-hand corner, back to Reynolds at the top. McDaniels back to Rivera. Draws a double team out high, then he gets it back from McDaniels. 25 seconds to go in the quarter. 12-10 DME. McDaniels back to Rivera. He stands with his heels almost touching the midcourt line. Rivera to McDaniels. McDaniels had almost packed it back to Rivera. It's tipped into the hands of Rivera. Now underneath it goes to Burke. 8 seconds. He fires a shot from the free throw line. It's in and out. The rebound is battled for and won by Ghassan Al-Kurd. 2 seconds, one. A full court heave is well off the mark, and that's the end of the first quarter. Your score, DME 12, Atlantic 11. This is Atlantic Sharks basketball on MJT Sports Productions. Want to get your business on air in front of the Atlantic fans? If you would like to advertise via MJT Sports Productions, the official play-by-play internet radio partner of Atlantic High School, as a sponsor of Atlantic Athletics, please email Atlantic High School Athletic Director Tron Griffin at tdgriffy@volusia.k12.fldu.us. That's TDGRIFFI at volusia.k12.fl.us. As the official healthcare champion of Volusia County Schools, Advent Health is committed to providing championship caliber care. With 4 hospitals, 4 urgent care centers, and 6 sports medicine and rehab locations across Volusia County, Advent Health is here to keep your student athlete off the sidelines and get them back in the game. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Second quarter about to get underway from the Shark Tank. DME 12, Atlantic Sharks 11. Third game in 6 days for the Atlantic boys basketball team. No rest for the weary as they trail by 1, and DME will get the ball wearing the all-black with blue and orange trim. The native of Tunisia, Muhammad Chobane, holds the ball at the Atlantic logo at midcourt. DME attacks the basket to listeners right in the first half. It comes right side, baseline dribble by Iman. Now back to the top for Shabane as the baseline drive didn't go anywhere. Shabane to the right side. Now a three-pointer is rattled in. It thought about it and then found the bottom of the cup from Hintenhaus. 15-11 DME leads. Rivera top of the arc. Right side it comes to Reynolds, then Rivera gets it back. McDaniels into the corner for Preston. Preston all the way across for Rivera. And back at top it comes. Rivera on the right wing. Now McDaniels on the left wing. Into the corner for Emmanuel Preston. Preston looking for an outlet pass. McDaniels all the way across. He tried to find Cameron Reynolds, but the ball went all the way into the seats, and it'll be DME to inbound. Shabane crosses the timeline, 6:55 to go first half. 15-11 DME leads in a low-scoring contest so far. Shabane to Iman. Iman tried to bounce pass it underneath to the cutting Padaviano, but it got stolen away by Rivera. Right side, McDaniels, transition 3, too strong, barely. Rebound fought for and won by Khaled Thayer. Shabane quickly to the top of the key, finds Ghassan Al-Kurd. Now working against 2, Kurd pitches it, and Iman tries a long 3, contested, no good. The long rebound comes to Rivera. Rivera in transition. Right side it comes to Reynolds. Reynolds almost loses the basketball, and he does lose the basketball. Goes out of bounds. DME to inbound. A couple of subs to get to first. Khaled Thayer is back into the basketball game, as is the Russian Ruslan Zinatulin. Reynolds checks out for the Sharks. McDonald check back in. Shabane, top of the arc, works it left, hands it back, and ball comes back around to the right side, Hintenhaus. Hintenhaus back to the top. Shabane tries a 3 from straight on, too strong, and it goes over the backboard. It'll be Sharks to inbound. 6 minutes left in the second quarter. Right side it comes now back to the top for Rivera. McDaniels. Underneath the basket it comes. Bottolato is just checked in. Back to Rivera. He tries a three. Off the mark. But the offensive rebound is grabbed by the Sharks. McDonald across to Rivera, right side. Rivera looking for an opening. He gets it back to McDonald, top of the arc. Bounce pass underneath. And Preston is there, and he lays it in. Well done by Emmanuel Preston to get free underneath. 15-13, DME leads Atlantic. Chibane crosses the timeline. Top of the arc, here's Thaler. He hands it to Zinatulin, right side. A long three comes in from the wing. It's no good, but the 6'6" Thaler gets the rebound. Underneath the basket it goes, and it's knocked away by Preston looking for Zinatulin. In transition, Rivera works it to the right-hand corner. Now McDonald runs the point. Back to McDonald. Inside for Bottolato. The pass is intercepted, and here's Chibane. Chibane all alone, runs the floor, lays it in. And coach wants a timeout. With your score, DME 17, Atlantic 13. Advent Health is here for you and with you during every tip-off, every timeout, and every season to support you physically, mentally, and spiritually in this game called life. Advent Health is on your team. They're your biggest fan, and they're here to help you feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Your score from the Shark Tank with 4 minutes and 49 seconds to go in the first half. Atlantic Sharks 13, DME Sports Academy 17. Leading scorers right now for DME. Chibane has 4. Zinatulin has 3. Storich has 2. Martinez has 3, and Alcurt has 1. For the Sharks, Preston has 4, Reynolds has 5, McDaniels has 3, and McDonald has 1. Atlantic with the ball under the timeout, wearing the all-white trimmed in teal and black. They go from right to left in this first half. Rivera takes the ball, walks across the timeline with it. 4:45 to go first half. Rivera to the right side for McDonald. Back to Rivera. McDaniels now, left-hand wing. Bounce pass back to Rivera. Rivera quickly double-teamed. Now he gets it off to McDaniels. Back to Rivera. McDonald and Rivera playing a little 1-2. Bottolato inside. Rivera now back to McDonald, left-hand corner. Underneath it goes to Bottolato. He splits a double-team. He tries to lay it up and gets fouled. Excellent ball movement out of the timeout by Atlantic. And it results in Milan Storich's 3rd foul of the first half. Bottolato at the line, his first trip to the charity stripe of the game. Bottolato makes the first one, rather. Now within 3, looking to get back within 2. Bottolato toes the line. The right-hander lets it go, rattles it home. 17-15, DME over Atlantic. They've got the basketball. Chibane. Right corner, and then posting up is Thayer. Thayer against Preston underneath, and the ball comes in, and a nice backdoor cut by Marcos Martinez. 19-15, DME leads. Bounce pass underneath for Bottolato, double teamed. Then he finds Preston underneath, and he gets fouled going up for a layup. That'll be Thayer's first. Khaled Thayer is a problem. The 6'6" forward out of Jordan, tallest person on either team, only matched by Preston, who gives up an inch to him. Preston at the line for 2. The first one barely rims out.
Hey, Jay, when you seal, you got to come shoulder to shoulder. That's why they slip it. You can't just call that and not come together.
Preston, the second end of a 2-shot penalty, as Cameron Reynolds is checked back in for DeJounte McDaniels. Preston's second penalty shot is good. 19-16 DME over the Sharks. Chibane has the ball for DME. Guarded closely at the top of the key, comes to the right side for Martinez. Martinez back to Chibane. Left side it comes to Zinatulin, then underneath. It goes for Alcurd. Alcurd against the double team draws the foul against Preston as he went up to shoot. They're going to call the foul on McDonald. Ghassan Alcurd is at the line, was one of two in the first quarter from the charity stripe. And his first one is short. Into the ball game comes Simon Hintenhaus from Austria, another 6-footer. Second and 2 from the charity stripe on the way from Alcurd. It's no good, into the hands of Preston, so Alcurd missed them both. Preston to Rivera. Sharks trail by 4. Reynolds left-hand wing, back to Rivera, and cycles around to McDonald. McDonald draws a double team, back to Rivera. Whips it to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Rivera. Rivera now draws a double team out high. McDonald no room to shoot left-hand corner. Rivera back out high, back to McDonald. Now room to shoot for McDonald. He rattles it down. Excuse me, Cameron Reynolds, not Corey McDonald. Cameron Reynolds, the Sharks' top scorer this week, hits another 3 and ties the game, 19-19. Underneath the basket it goes for Hintenhaus. Then to the right baseline for Zinatulin. Zinatulin hands it back in the corner for Alcurd. Alcurd back up top for Chibane. Chibane watched by Rivera. Chibane pitches it right for Martinez, who drives baseline, gets by Preston. And it looks like he'll draw the foul on Preston. Nope, wait a minute. Nope, looks like he stepped on the baseline. He was just trying to drive the lane. So it'll be Atlantic ball. Bottolato to inbound. He pitches it to Reynolds as Reynolds crosses the timeline. 2:32 to go in a tie game, in the first half, in a tie game, 19-19. Reynolds stood up by Chibale, gets it to Rivera, right-hand corner. Rivera drives into a double team and thinks better of it. Back to the top on the left hand. McDonald in the left-hand corner. McDonald pitches it to Bottolato, then gets it back. Ball with Corey McDonald, left-hand wing now, back to the top for Rivera. Rivera to McDonald. Back to Rivera. No penetrating drives working yet in this possession for Atlantic. McDonald now looks for a way through. He finds it, gets to the basket. Layup is too strong and into the hands of Khaled Thayer. Long outlet pass ahead, finds Hintenhaus, and Hintenhaus lays it in. Hintenhaus up to 5 points, 21-19. Shark DME over the Sharks. Minute 40 left to go in the first quarter, or first half rather. McDonald has the ball out high, now top of the key is Bottolato. Bounce pass underneath Preston. Preston twisting layup is too strong. He gets his own rebound, puts it up and in, and the foul. Emmanuel Preston has came to play today. It'll be the first foul on Martinez. And the and one is coming for Emmanuel Preston. He sinks it. Sharks have the lead 22-21. 1:25 to go first half. A double team under the basket on the inbounds pass. DME gets it away to Alcurd. Then into the offensive zone it comes from Martinez. Martinez drives baseline and gets fouled by Emmanuel Preston as he was going up to shoot. First foul on Preston today. And at the line to shoot 2 is Marcos Martinez. He is 2 of 2 from the line so far. And he is now 3 of 3. He is now the leading scorer for DME with 7. John Agbula checks back in for Preston. Second end of a 2-shot penalty coming from Martinez. He's already made the first one. The second one is also good. So Martinez still perfect from the line, and then it's 23-22. DME over Atlantic. Right-hand corner, it comes from McDonald. McDonald left-hand dribble drive back to the top for Bottolato. Bottolato works it to the right-hand corner. Now pitches it back up top for McDonald. Sets a screen. McDonald back to Reynolds. Reynolds now tries a drive. He gets it back to Bottolato. Bottolato back to the top for Reynolds. 50 seconds to go first half. Sharks down by 1. Bounce pass right side Rivera. Rivera kicks it back out high Bottolato. Double team. He finds Reynolds, and Reynolds forced to back up to the logo. To the right hand. Reynolds up top. And now McDonald's will hold on with 30 seconds to go in the half. He's guarded up by Ruslan Zinatunin. It comes all the way to the left-hand corner, and backing up is Rivera. He's guarded up by Hintonhouse. Rivera working on Hintonhouse. 12 seconds to go in the half. Now 10. 7 to shoot, 6 to shoot. Rivera working on Hintonhouse. Looking for space for a shot. It comes to the corner. McDonald, a 3 at the horn, no good. The putback is also no good, and it would have been late. And that's the end of the first half. Your score, DME 23, Sharks 22. We'll take a short break and be right back to give you the first half numbers. This is MJT Sports Productions' broadcast of Atlantic Sharks basketball. Welcome back to the Shark Tank. It is halftime between the Atlantic Sharks and DME Academy. The DME Academy blue team leads the Atlantic 23-22. Here are your scoring totals. For DME, Martinez leads the way with 8. Hintenhouse has 5. Chibane with 4. Storich with 2. And Alcurd with 1. For the Atlantic Sharks, 2 players with 8. That's Emmanuel Preston and Cam Reynolds. They both have 8 points. McDaniels has 3. Bottolato has 2. And McDonald has 1. And that brings you to your halftime score of 23-22. DME over the Sharks. We'll be back in 5 minutes for the second half. This is Atlantic Sharks basketball on MJT Sports Productions. Stay with us. Welcome back to the Shark Tank. We are courtside here for Atlantic Sharks boys basketball. I'm Michael Torello. Thank you so much for staying with me through the halftime break. Your score at the beginning of the second half between DME Academy and the Atlantic Sharks. It's DME 23, Atlantic 22, as the buzzer is just about to sound to get us back underway. There it is. Both teams are huddling up at their respective benches. Both teams scoring 11 points in the second quarter. Sharks scored 11 in the first. DME scored 12 in the first. That's how we get 23-22. Sharks will get the basketball first. They'll inbound from half court across from me at the scorer's table. They wear the all-white trimmed in teal and black. And we're underway as Cameron Reynolds gets the inbounds pass from A.J. Rivera. Reynolds to the right-hand side for McDonald. McDonald stood up by Milan Skoric. And then a pass underneath for Preston and is intercepted by Martinez. Martinez throws the ball ahead underneath the basket to Al Kurd, and Al Kurd lays it in. Al Kurd's first bucket from open play of the game. Right corner it comes from McDonald. Back to the top for Reynolds. Reynolds back to McDonald. Left-hand drive. Slips in. Mid-range floater. No good. Preston the offensive rebound. Double team down low. Tried to throw it up to the hoop. And he missed the layup. Martinez runs the floor. Stops up in the left-hand corner. Then backs up towards midcourt. Martinez lobs it up underneath. And it's over the head of Al Kurd. So is it ahead? Rivera gets it back into the corner for Reynolds. Baseline drive. Tries to spin away from Zinatulin. Back out it comes to Bartolotto. Baseline. Now Bartolotto gets it back. It'll be a long two. And he rattles it down. That's Bartolotto's first bucket from open play. And it's 25-24 DME. 6:42 to go third quarter. Martinez runs the point. Right side Zinatulin. And Zinatulin travels with the basketball. Atlantic basketball down by one. Bartolotto to inbound the ball. DME does not pressure. DME wears the all black trimmed in white. DME across the front and block lettering in blue, trimmed with orange. Reynolds out high. Rivera right hand wing. Trying to get a pick from Preston. Now he drives. Almost loses the handle but gets it back and is forced to retreat. Rivera drives, tried to kick it to McDonald, and the pass was intercepted by Zinatulin. Zinatulin runs the floor, gets all the way to the left-hand corner, picks it back up for Thaler. Thaler, the center, tries a three, and it's no good. Too strong, and the rebound is picked up by Bartolotto. Bartolotto across to Rivera. Rivera thought about driving the lane. Now he pulls up, and he rattles it home for three. It's Johnny Rivera's first points of the game. And the Sharks take the lead, 27-25. 3-point from the left-hand wing in transition is no good from Milan Skoric. The offensive rebound is grabbed by the Sharks, and then on a drive, the ball is tapped out of the hands of Skoric, and it'll be Sharks to inbound as the ball caroms off the wall behind the baseline. Oh no, it'll be DME ball as the ball came off of Bartolotto. The gunner is Martinez. Martinez gets it in underneath the basket to Al Kurd, who lays it in. Gasson Al Kurd quickly has 4 points in the second half. It's 27-27. Into the right-hand corner it comes from McDonald. McDonald guarded up by Skoric, and back out high it comes to Reynolds. Reynolds back to McDonald. McDonald gets a pick from Preston. Thought about the three, but then lays it off to Reynolds. Reynolds tried to bounce pass it underneath the Preston, and it's turned over. In transition, here's Thayer. Thayer to the baseline, guarded by Reynolds. Pass underneath to Al Kurd. It comes back out high, and it will be slowed down by Martinez. Martinez into the post, and laying it in is Khaled Thayer. That's his first point of the game. 6'6" from the Kingdom of Jordan is Khaled Thayer. McDonald on a left-hand drive, lays it up, no good. The ball ping-pongs around and eventually finds the hands of Ruslan Zinatulin, the Russian, for DME. Long cross-court passes into the hands of Skoric. And now it comes to the top, open three, and the ball goes over the backboard and is no good from Ruslan Zinatulin. Zinatulin has 3, his only 3 points coming in the first quarter. Sharks with the basketball, 4 minutes and a half to go in the third quarter. They're down by 2, 27-29. Top of the key, here's Rivera. Guarded closely by Marcos Martinez. Preston now top of the key. The center pitches it right to Rivera. Rivera looking for the play to develop in front of him. Bottolato around to Preston on the left wing. Bounce past McDonald. He takes a long 3, rattles it down! That's Corey McDonald's first point since the first quarter, and it's 30-29. Sharks over DME as they ping-pong the lead back and forth here in the third quarter. Underneath the basket, it goes to Alcurd. Alcurd spinning in the lane, laying it down. Wow. Husan Alcurd, very impressive, and the ball is turned over on the inbounds pass. Underneath the basket with a little Euro step and a reverse layup is good for Martinez. So DME gets 4 really quick points, and they're on top 33-30, and then a bounce pass to McDonald is out of his hands and into the Sharks bench. And DME will get the ball back. Agbula checks in. Bottolato checks in, and it'll be a timeout. Advent Health is here to, it's time you feel best physically, mentally, spiritually, to be centered and supported, to feel the power of a world-class healthcare network coming together to help you take control of your health. It's time to feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. A little bit of a clock issue here as both teams huddle up during this timeout. Shark fans can't make it to the Shark Tank for Atlantic basketball games. MJT Sports Productions is the official play-by-play home of your Atlantic Sharks. Be sure to like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and follow us on Twitter, all at MJT Sports Productions, so you never miss a moment of the action. Let's go, Sharks! Out of the timeout, it'll be 3 minutes and 32 seconds to go in the third quarter. DME 33, Atlantic 30. It'll be DME basketball after they've gotten 4 straight points. It was a transition layup from Alcurd, and then a transition layup from Thayer, and then a steal and a layup from Martinez, and that's how we get 33-30. DME also now with the basketball. Fresh onto the floor is Mohamed Chabane. He controls, kicks it left to Martinez, who drives the lane. His layup is no good. Offensive rebound by Thayer. Thayer lays it back in. 6-point swing for DME, and then the ball is tapped away from McDonald by Milan Skoric, and it'll be Atlantic basketball in front of their own bench. Atlantic attacks the basket to listeners right here in this second half. And into the ball game comes Salvatore Pedaviano, native of Parsippany, New Jersey, the 5'8 guard. Ball goes into the backcourt on the inbounds pass, and Reynolds controls it. Reynolds worked on by Chabale. Bounce pass to the left-hand side for Burke, who's just checked in for the Sharks. Rivera, right left-hand corner, guarded by Martinez. Back to the top, it comes for Agbula. Agbula lays it off to Reynolds. Reynolds back to Rivera. Rivera looking for a drive against Martinez. Here's no way through. Rivera left-hand side. Now working it back up top is Reynolds. Reynolds tries a drive, kicks it to the right-hand side for Burke. Burke back to the top for Reynolds. Reynolds on a drive, splits a double team, gets to the cup, and gets fouled. The basket will not count, but he will go to the line. Oh no, they're gonna call an offensive foul on McDonald. So that'll be McDonald's second foul. DME with a 5-point advantage in the basketball. 2:30 to go, third quarter. Underneath it goes to Alcurd. Alcurd working on Agbula. Alcurd to the basket and lays it in. Easy as that. The big men for DME doing work here in this third quarter. It's 37-30. An 8-point run for DME. Up high it comes to Rivera, guarded by Chabale. Right side for Corey McDonald. McDonald drives, splits a double team, off the glass and in. Corey McDonald ends the scoring drought for Atlantic. It's 37-32 DME. Chabane with the basketball. Standing on the Sharks logo at center court. Guarded very closely by Corey McDonald. He hands the ball off to Martinez. Martinez against Rivera. To the left-hand corner comes Chabale, open for three, knocks it down. 8 points the advantage for DME, 40-32, 1:25 to go third quarter. Burke up high. Burke hands it to Rivera, back to the top for Agbula, and it cycles around to the right-hand corner for Reynolds. Now to the left-hand corner. Agbula controls. A pass is deflected and right into the scorer's table. It'll be back to Atlantic.
Bring him in, coach. Come on in.
Bottolato returns to the basketball game for the Sharks, and Rivera will inbound. Into the backcourt it comes. Reynolds controls it. Down by 8, a minute to go in the third quarter. Corey McDonald. Back to the top for Rivera. And now Reynolds. Reynolds being backed up by Chabane. Now Rivera guarded up high, way up high towards the center court line by Martinez. Hands it off to Reynolds, 35 seconds to go in the quarter. Now McDonald drives underneath the basket, gets it back after a miss. Bottolato baseline drive. He stood up and kicks it all the way back out to Reynolds. 24 seconds to go in the quarter. Reynolds stands out there, guarded by Milan Skoric. Now movement underneath. A pick is set for Reynolds. Left-hand drive, gets to the cup, lays it in! 2-1, a last-second shot is up and no good from Chabale, and that's the end of the third quarter. Your score, DME 40, Atlantic 34. We'll be back in 60 seconds. This is MJT Sports Productions' presentation of Atlantic basketball. Stay with us. Back at the Shark Tank, fourth quarter about to begin between the Atlantic Sharks and DME Academy. And the big men for DME were a problem in that third quarter. DME outscores the Sharks 17-12 in the third to take a 40-34 lead. DME will get the ball to start, but Alkurd and Thayer, the Jordanian duo of centers, accounted for 12 of the 17 points for DME in that quarter. Ball comes into Martinez, Chabale, and then into the corner, and then a backdoor cut, and an easy lay-in for Martinez. 42-34, the lead for DME. Referees talking to both benches. And it'll be Atlantic to inbound. DeJounte McDaniels in front of his own bench. Fires it into the backcourt for Reynolds, and we play on. 7:42 to go in the ball game, 42-34. The score, DME ahead of Atlantic. Reynolds. Now McDonald working on Martinez. Into the middle it comes Bottolato. Baseline, layup, hook shot is good. 42-36, this game not out of Atlantic's hands yet. 7:20 to go. Chabane walks across the timeline, 7:20 to play in the game. Right-hand side, Martinez, he just pulls up for three, and it's no good. Into the hands of Corey McDonald. McDonald into the hands of Reynolds. Reynolds runs the floor, gets to the baseline, then backs off. Throws it top of the key to Bottolato. Bottolato into the corner. Here's a long three. It's good in the corner for Cameron Reynolds. Wasn't sure who that was for a second because he was screaming, but it will be Cameron Reynolds. 3-point lead for DME as the Sharks have gone on a 5-0 run. Now a pick and pop is no good. Rebound into the hands of Agbula. Shooting that ball was Milan Skoric for DME. Sharks now a chance to tie the game down 3. 6.5 minutes to play in the ball game. Reynolds up top, crisscrosses with Bottolato and gets the ball to the right-hand corner for Corey McDonald. McDonald bounces the ball off a foot, a DME foot, that being the foot of Simon Hinterhaus. And Hinterhaus will leave the game. The two tall Jordanians are back in, Ghassan Al-Kurd and Khaled Thayer. McDaniels to inbound for the Sharks. Pitches it short to Bottolato right in front of the scorer's table. 6:18 to play. Now Bottolato dribbles it to the middle of the floor. He stands on the Atlantic logo. He hands it off to the crossing Reynolds. Reynolds guarded by Chibane out high. Looking for movement in front of him. Reynolds to McDonald, guarded very closely by Martinez. Reynolds looking for the baseline drive. He loses the handle, but it was tapped out of bounds by DME. It'll be Atlantic ball. McDaniels to inbound for Atlantic. Gets it into Reynolds. His three. In and out, almost had it, but the offensive rebound comes to Bottolato. No shot, a foul is called. And they're going to call a foul on John Agbula. Away from the ball before the shot. Agbula very confused. Chibane with the basketball for DME. Into the offensive zone he comes, he hands it to Martinez. Up high now, Al-Kurd. Back to Martinez, left-hand corner, back up top, and underneath comes Al-Kurd off a nice little 1-2 pass. Jump back, three is good in tight coverage from Milan Skoric. That was a heck of a shot. 45-39, DME over the Sharks. Bottolato controls and gets it to Reynolds in the right-hand wing. Right in front of his own bench, Reynolds to McDonald. McDonald back to Bottolato. Bottolato with a head of steam, gets to the lane, tries a little bit of a granny shot, and it's no good. And now in transition, the ball comes underneath the basket to Milan Skoric. He lays it in. Skoric has 5 straight, and the lead is back to 47-39. Just when the Sharks had closed it up, now Reynolds gets a shot blocked as he was driving the lane, and it'll be Atlantic basketball inbounding out of the basket. Emmanuel Preston checks back in. Agbula goes to the bench. McDaniels to inbound. The Sharks go for a line strategy. Everybody bunched up right near the line. McDaniels throws it out high. Reynolds wins the jump ball. Now he's driving and draws a foul from against Martinez. That's Martinez's second foul. Nobody really in foul trouble. The only player with 3 fouls is Storich for DME. Nobody has 3 fouls for Atlantic. DeJounte McDaniels to inbound right in front of his own bench. Bounce pass short to Bottolato. Bottolato. Now McDonald. 3. Oh, rims out. It thought about it and then popped back out. Chibane on a drive. He looked to go coast to coast, but then he hands it off at the top of the key. Ball goes underneath, backing in, and laying it up short, no good, is Al-Kurd. And then the ball goes out of bounds under the baseline. Looks like it'll be DME basketball, but there will be a timeout. Play hard, eat clean, love big, and start living your best life, because we're here to help heal what hurts, ease your mind, and lift your spirit with the latest medical innovation and whole person care. It's time to take control of your health. It's time to feel whole. Advent Health is a proud supporter of Volusia County School Athletics. Visit adventhealth.com to learn more. Well, he was pretty much invisible for most of the first half. Milan Skoric only had the first 2 points of the ball game, and now he's got 5 straight, including probably one of the best threes you'll see at the high school level. Hand in his face, falling away from about 3 feet beyond the three-point arc. It was very impressive that he knocked it down. The lead currently is 47-39 for DME. And once again, as with Wednesday, the Sharks finding it difficult to hang with an opponent in the fourth quarter. It'll be DME basketball inbounding under the basket that they attack to listeners left, wearing the all black with white collar and white trim down the pants. A black letters say DME on the front there in blue, trimmed with orange. The gunner is Martinez. Martinez looks to inbound. He does to the right-hand corner. Martinez gets it back, throws it all the way across to Chibane in the left-hand corner. Chibane works it back to the top, guarded by McDonald. Lobbed it up into the middle for Alcurd. Alcurd in a double team. Looks to power his way to the cup, and he does. Gassan Alcurd leads all scorers in the second half with 14. Bottolato, a deflected pass in and out of the hands of Corey McDonald. 10 points. 10 points, the advantage for Atlantic, 49-39, and a timeout is called by DME. We'll take a short 60-second break and be right back. This is MJT Sports Productions' presentation of Atlantic basketball. Three minutes, 55 seconds to play in the ball game. 10-point lead for DME Academy over the Atlantic Sharks, 49-39. And DME has the ball. They'll inbound in front of their own bench to listeners left. Right after they called a timeout. That was the previous stoppage. Inbounding the ball is Milan Skoric. He gets it into Martinez. Martinez inside. Now a long three is too strong by Alcurd. Offensive rebound to Chibane. Chibane standing against McDaniels, top of the key. Now he backs up to the logo. Chibane hands it left-hand side. Martinez wide open for a look from the corner, and he got it. Marcos Martinez up to 7 points in the second half, and it's a 13-point lead for DME. McDonald gets a pick, rolls to the hoop. Left-hand layup is no good. Fighting for the rebound is Preston, and it comes to Bottolato. His mid-range jump shot is good. Lead back down to 10, 51-41. Chibano. Martinez posting up is Alcurd. Alcurd backing up Bottolato. Alcurd to the hoop, and he lays it in. Reynolds crosses the timeline, 2:47 to go. Hands it left side to McDaniels. Now McDonald has it. Gets a pick from Preston. To the corner it comes. A step back three is too short from Reynolds, and the rebound goes to Martinez. Martinez walks toward the top of the key. Right-hand wing it comes. Now a bounce pass underneath is almost held by Alcurd. He falls to the ground. And the coaching staff for DME calls a timeout. If you're enjoying this afternoon's broadcast, be sure to hit the like button on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And share the broadcast with other Sharks fans by clicking share or retweet. Thank you for supporting MJT Sports Productions and Atlantic Basketball. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back. This is MJT Sports Productions broadcast of Atlantic Basketball. Well, DME Blue are look to be on their way to their first victory of the season. They're currently 0-5, including losing to Atlantic at the DME Thanksgiving tournament in overtime. The ball comes in, DME inbounding into their own basket. Martinez has it up high. Now Storich from the right-hand wing, a three, no good. Fighting for the rebound and getting it is Thayer. Thayer puts it back up, and it rolls off the rim and into the hands of Bottolato. Bottolato runs the floor, and then a pass towards Reynolds is intercepted by Gabane. Chabane lays it in with the left hand after going coast to coast. Minute 55 to go, 55-41 DME over the Sharks. Bottolato to McDaniel's left-hand wing. Bottolato now, a 15-footer from the left-hand baseline is no good as it rims in and out. Long pass ahead in transition, finds Milan Skoric, and he lays it in. DME turning on the style now. Minute and a half left, 57-41, DME over Atlantic. Bounce pass right-hand side McDaniels. McDaniels works back to the top. A long three from Reynolds McDonald is good. Corey McDonald puts in his second three of the half. And with a minute 10 to go, it's 57-44. Chabane works the top of the key. Martinez now double teamed down high. He works around it, fires it to the left-hand corner for Skoric. Skoric drives the lane. Underhand layup is no good. Offensive rebound by Thayer, who lays it in. Under a minute to go now for the Sharks. They trail 59-44. McDaniel's right-hand corner, and the ball, a pass back to the top intended for McDonald, is incomplete, but the ball is tapped out of bounds by Martinez, and it'll be Sharks inbound. With 30 seconds to go, into the ball game comes Salvador Petaviano and Simon Hintenhouse for DME. 38 seconds to go, the ball comes into Cameron Reynolds. Reynolds crosses the timeline, 33 seconds. Left-hand side, McDaniels. Left-hand dribble drive. Bounce pass under the basket to Preston. His layup is no good. Offensive rebound and put back by Preston is in. Preston led the Sharks with 8 points in the first half. Those are unfortunately his first points of the second. Full court press now out from the Sharks. The press is broken. Skoric, backdoor cut. And then Skoric, the lob went up for Skoric from Hintenhouse, a little bit of flair, and now McDonald's runs the floor, goes first coast to coast. His layup is no good, and the ball goes out of bounds, last touched by Salvatore Petaviano. Into the corner it comes, three on the way from McDonald. It's short at the buzzer, and that's it. Your final score, DME Blue 59, Atlantic Sharks 46. That's the first victory of the season for DME Academy as they snap a 5-game losing streak. And the Sharks have now dropped 2 straight. The Sharks, as I said, have now dropped 2 straight. They're now 2-3. The Sharks' next contest is on the road on Monday against Matanzas. The next basketball broadcast on MJT Sports Productions for the home team will be next Thursday, the 10th, when they host the Father Lopez Green Wave. We'll take a 30-second break and be right back to recap the numbers for you. This is Atlantic Sharks basketball on MJT Sports Productions. Welcome back to the Shark Tank the ball game is over, and here are your final numbers. Apologies for the music in the background. For the DME Academy Blue team, Martinez with 15, Alcurd with 13, Storage with 9, Chobane with 9, Hintonhouse with 5, Zinatulin with 5, and Thayer with 6. Those are their numbers. They ended with 59 points. For the Atlantic Sharks, they were led by Reynolds for the third straight game. He had 13. Preston had 10. McDonald had 9. Bottolato had 6. And Rivera and McDaniels both had 3. So that will do it for this afternoon's broadcast. We thank you so much for listening to MJT Sports Productions' presentation of Atlantic basketball. We'll be back next Thursday night, 7 p.m. tip for Atlantic against Father Lopez. We'll see you next time. I've been Michael Trevino. Have a very pleasant good afternoon.